Hi. Uh, welcome. Wait. Wait. Gotta make sure my drive is set up. Okay. Even though we're not really gonna even be looking at the drive. So today, again, I don't have anything. I don't have anything prepared. We're kind of just gonna be doing it. We're doing it. Oh my God, it's hot up here actually. I normally don't get hot like that, like physically. But it was already close to 90 degrees up here, and I turned the heater on, which was a mistake. Actually, I don't even have the fan going. I should probably. Nope, that's the light. Let me see. I don't think I wrote anything down that I can add on stream. I think I finally got rid of Haneo as far as his place in the new characters document. Yes. Because we completed him, even though we haven't drawn him yet. Oh, you know what we can do? We could probably update the, no, we still have a few days. I'll update it next week. Because that is, by the time exactly by the time I stop streaming for this week, it'll be next month. So, fix that on the weekend. I was gonna update the follower and sub goal times. Nothing I wanted to add to him. I'm trying to think of who I want to add information and backstory to. I don't want to force anybody. Neo, didn't we work on some things for Neo? Man, yeah, we did some things, so placement and all supervised. I didn't have a clever title for this. I still don't. Those are topics, the title is these topics we can discuss, but don't need to. It's just things I've seen and read within the past week. Okay, his placement's already there. And his weapon placement. Yeah, we have his name, so we need semiotics. Iconography. Oh, is that chip? Personality. Mission overseer, right? Movements. Bio's done. Rule 3. Okay. Don't want to do men. Kokaido, no. I'm gonna plan something kind of maybe intricate for them. Excuse me. Vermilion's close. She doesn't really have a backstory. No. Let's do some more of the students. Let's do that today. I don't want to do. I want to spread them out because I feel like if I were to do them back to back, they'd start to feel sort of the same, like a collective, rather than individuals that are part of a collective. So, who can we? I have a list of the students, don't I? Yeah. Are they all here? This might be all of them here. Okay. I don't even need to look at the list. That's fine. Regions. I want their region to come into play with what sort of backstory they have. Or Phoenix. I already know their powers. See, some of them I know weapons or have weapons for already planned out. Side characters. Welcome to the stream, there. Glad you can make it. Oh, you have the 1 month thing because when I handed out the gift subs, 2 of them landed on I think 2 of your accounts. So you're already subscribed. Huh. Well, welcome to the stream. Aura, Desiree, we didn't finish with her. Actually, she's not even high up where she should be in the... Oh, yes, she is. I have her twice. Oops. Cloud. And is she in the all superpowers document already? She should be. Yep, kinetic, telekinesis. Don't know what weapon I want to give her just yet. So what do we have to work on with her? Semiotics, iconography. I mean, we already drew her, so we'll just describe what we drew in a second. Open up the picture. Okay. Yeah. Personality. Goal. Know where she's from. Move names. Weapon. I'm gonna add more to her bio, and we'll look through. Even though it's kind of we finished drawing her, so we'll just pull from that. What am I looking for? This units. There we go. So iconography colors. Pink. Come on, load up, load up. Pink. Neon green, black. What is that? Maroon for her shorts. Wild black hair. Ponytail. I don't even know how to describe that. Crop top, halter top. I don't know what a halter top is. I think crop top. Hoodie tied around the waist. Shorts. Probably white sneakers. I don't know. And then the gauntlets, wrist guards will go in her accessories. Show off her team sigil, symbol, sigil, both, whatever. Wrist guards. What other accessories does she have? She probably has earrings. Would she? Yeah, probably earrings underneath hair. I'm trying to think of accessories that aren't even really there. Or we could just say, I don't want to add things or force things that aren't there. So let's just say the wrist guards are her only accessory. I'm fine with that. Not everything has to be a rule of 3 for their designs. Goals. Personality, headstrong. Confident is another. Not uncaring. Let me see. I have a site where I look at personality trait terms. Is it? Yeah. Scholarly, responsive, affectionate, passionate. Heroic. That's not very descriptive. Captivating, confident, very confident, or agreeable. Optimistic, realistic, flexible, sane, selfless. I want to say she's selfless. That's a good trait. Goals. Well, in order to figure out what her goals are, we need to add more to her backstory. And in order to add more to semiotics as well, we need to add more to her backstory. Dad wanted a boy, only tried 3 times, all 3 kids were daughters. With her being young, she ended up being a tomboy, especially compared to her elegant sisters. What would she want? So she's from Salt Flat City in the desert region. I don't think I have much on that area. It's all I know is that it's the capital. Plans, ranks. Reasons. Desert region, Salt Flat City, capital, third region. Rare occurrences reflects the sky. What would I want Salt Flat City to imitate? Maybe modern life, perhaps. Bustling, everything moving constantly. But that would kind of be like Auto Ray as well, except futuristic. So maybe that's what I'll go for. Like a modernized, current times city. without cars still. There's no cars or cell phones in this world. Um, it is as close to a modern day city as possible, still without the use of cell phones, cars. Um, hmm. So, if she grew up behaving like a tomboy, I'd say she spent a lot of time with her dad who wanted her to be a boy. Um, spent most of her time with her dad growing up. This would be another student that traveled a lot, perhaps. Think about origins and building their origins around the world. So maybe there is a student who had a parent that worked on one of the TCTs, Train City trains, and like that kid had to move around with that parent, so they're not really from anywhere, or they don't feel like they are. Who could I give that to? I'll write it down so I have it for later. But unused origins, chunk from Zashi's origin. Order mill, the way at war. Okay, this can be used for somebody. Have a student that grew up with a single parent that works on one of the TCTs. There's got to be more themes and biomes we come up with for that as well. So far we just have an underwater one and maybe a western style one. No, we have a jungle one, which would probably be similar to the forest region. Works on, since we have the Mariana Train City train, we'll just use that as the one for the origin because I already know what I would want that to look like. Grew up a single parent that works on the Mariana TCT as maybe a server. As a server. Since the TCT was always moving from region to region, never felt as if they from anywhere. There could be more we add to that, but that's just a basis. For someone who I may not have even given a region just yet, like Kai, for example, but he has the clans after him, and he's kind of more of a solo act, so I don't think I want that for him. Desert region, that's for Aura. What could I give this to? Maybe one of the Team Solar Flare members. Not Dragon. I want Dragon to have a harder backstory than that. I mean, it's difficult in its own way, them feeling like they're not from anywhere, not having really identity. Them to struggle with identity. Shadow region. Prox. Maybe Prox. That'd be ironic. He could teleport anywhere in the world, but they had to stay under their parent. Perhaps. Yeah, let's give that to Prox. Is that Prox's ability? Wait, let me make sure. I don't remember if that's the ability. Traverse or portal creation. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. That sounds interesting, actually. Look at that. We already found the student to attach this bio to. See how that works out? There we go. TCT. Bio. Alright. That had nothing to do with Aura or anything we wanted to develop on her further. It's clad. Yeah, here she is. Okay. So personality's done. Check that off the thing. Did iconography. Love that. Thank you. I normally don't think out loud when writing, or not as much. I'll say a few words here and there, but yeah, it's just to give you guys an insight, so it's not silent and all you hear is my computer fan. I haven't written for this story in a while, so I'm kind of coming back to it, or it's all coming back to me, one of the two. So what would her dad be doing in a modern city version shoved into this fantasy world? I was gonna say a mechanic of some sort, but there's no cars. Perhaps he could work on TCTs, the trains that stop in Salt Flat City, but there wouldn't be a whole lot of that happening, a whole lot of work for him if that were to be his line of work. Maybe it has something. Maybe it's connected to her crystal abilities. Perhaps maybe he works in a mine. Maybe there's a mine in Salt Flat. I like that. Salt Flats. So they're mining salt underneath the city for some purpose. Can you mine salt? Do people mine salt? You can mine salt, right? Is salt underground? What the? Hang on. I'm gonna look up salt mining. If not, we're about to make it a profession for this story because they live in a salty city. Salt mining. Salt mine is a mine from which salt is extracted. The mine salt usually in the form of halite, commonly known as rock salt, extracted from evaporite formations. Yeah, so they exist. Where? Oh, there's a lot in the United States, actually, compared to the rest of the world. There's one in western and central New York. Wow. And Syracuse. I know there's salt caves. Salt mines, salt caves, saltiness. I'm going to be drinking a lot of water this stream. My mouth is already dry thinking about this. Growing up, when he would come home from the salt mines, salt mines in Salt Flat City. She would spend all the time she could with him while he was home. Mother and sisters don't really need to come into play. They would just be side characters. There's nothing tragic or dark about her backstory as this stands right now. Like some of the students, I wouldn't mind having non-tragic backstories because that's realistic. Um, hmm. Ooh, so in order for people to have powers in this story, like everybody has access to the four base virtue abilities, which is the shield, conceal, which is making yourself invisible, scan to look for others, and regeneration, which regens your virtue, your life juice. Um, so these characters had to have unlocked their ability at some point, and I'm thinking there's a collapse in the salt mines, and that connected to her crystallokinesis, which is controlling crystals and things of that nature. And I believe halite may count as one of them. If not, we'll make it count for this story because I like this too much. Let's look up. Is halite crystal? Naturally formed solid does have definite chemical composition and perspectives. Does have a definite crystalline structure, thus halite is a mineral. Word, let's get it. That works out. Okay, while I was home one day, there was a collapse. That's not what they're called. What is when a mine has like an accident or like an explosion of some sort? Is it collapse? I don't want to look up mine accident. I don't want that in my search history, but I'm gonna say collapse for now. At the salt mines, and she heard Dad was in trouble. In turn, her virtue, ability of crystallokinesis manifested, and she was able to save everyone. From that day forward, she grew more. And this is how her personality comes about her, because she's a confident, cocky, but she can back it up, kick your butt type of person. From Hat Day forward. She grew into the person she is now in the series. Confident and I'll just say whatnot. The town respects her and knows her name due to that day. Yeah, like this. There's not every backstory has to be tragic and complicated. It's just pretty simple. It was a name due to that day when she heard of a prestigious school opening up in the Watermill in the Plains region. Let's say OAVL. She decided to go to hone her abilities and see who else it was possible to help with her crystallokinesis. should have had her her aura or virtue glowing around her for this because she's technically using her abilities in this shot. Um, Same like I did with Dragon, where or Ferris actually. Ferris is a better example because he actually has his virtue floating around him because he's manipulating his smith gift of the chains and the coins. You can see his virtue of I think um, all kinetics are have orange virtue, so this is why the virtue around them is orange. She would also have orange virtue around her because she is of the kinetic class as well. Most of the students are, as a matter of fact. Even though the most common class is self-mutator, because that kind of works as like my other class, but it's kind of, well, a lot of creative powers I come up with have to do with manipulating oneself. So you can imagine a lot of abilities fall under that. So I'd say for the virtue world, that welcome Ladina. I see what you did. What you mean? For the virtue world, the most common class is self-mutator, but for the main characters and all the students and whatnot, you'll see kinetic is the most common because I wanted. Remember, this was supposed to be a few separate series, so I thought it easiest to give elemental abilities to the main characters because there's a lot of things that can be applied if you control some sort of element, not just the main four like plasma and all this other stuff, but sand. Yeah, that's why it's the most common, but we have some weirdos in there like Dragon, who really technically doesn't even have virtue ability. And then we have Portal Creator, we have the person that erases virtue, all that stuff. We'll get to them. Decided to go. Vulnerabilities and see what's possible about softness. So connected to that last statement in her bio, I'm trying to figure out what her goal would be. Probably just I will put hero in one of her character tags. Goals. I want to just say help who she can. Like, there's nothing she really wants to strive for. She really just grew up wanting to help her dad. And I guess now through school, she might want to find out what she wants to do, and of course, school would be the place for that. So, help who she can and find out what she wants to do in the world. Because she doesn't want to be a freaking salt flat miner like her father was, even though she loved her father. Or loves, because he's still alive. So yeah. Help with their telekinesis and figure out where she fits in this world. Word. And then with that, we need 2 more character tags and then move names. Oh, and then we also have to give her a weapon of some sort. We'll go along with telekinesis. You get that last sub for the new emote yet? Welcome, Chase. I have not. I still need 1 more sub. It's ready to go. I can show you guys what it looks like. Because once I get that's going in midstream if that happens today. Let me see. It's Zashi from the Shonen because I wanted to throw because that's my priority right now. I wanted to start throwing the shonen characters in there. Of course, I had to do Lux first, which is the emote you just used. But let me find it. Shoutouts to. Oh well, look at that.
Oh yeah.
Appreciate the subscription.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Wow. Jesus Christ. That's too kind. I can't help smiling right now. I feel like a goofball. Thank you guys both for the subscriptions. I guess I'll be honest. Stick to my word and give you guys a new emote. Appreciate both of you, both Mess and Ladina for the subscriptions, guys. Chase gifted the tier 1 sub, but thank you, Chase. And that landed. I think that landed on Mess. Thank you both, man. That's really kind of you guys. I'm throwing it up now. Let me do that. Streamlabs. No. I gotta go to Twitch. Appreciate you both. You both should have. I only needed one, guys. You gotta just like, all right, you gonna do it? You pointed the finger at each other. Oh wait. Oh no. I'm gonna echo. Wait. I gotta mute myself.
Oh no.
Wait. Oh God. Okay. There we go. It's gone. All right. Creator dashboard. Viewer rewards. This is for y'all, man. This is for the subscription. Oh wait. Let me see. There it is. Standard emotes. Here we go. Let's get it. Auto resize. What? No. Here we go. This is the largest icon. Sashi LOL, largest PNG. Okay, I think I only needed to upload one, so Sashi LOL. Upload. I hope it's instant. Emote uploaded. Can you guys use it? Let me see. Let me see. It should be there. Cannot see it in my own freaking chat. There we go. Search for emotes. My emotes. I see Basil's. Hype. Damn it. Let me see. J-based. Sashi. Oh no. Does it take time to upload? Can I not do it instantly? Don't tell me. Might have to refresh, like, my own page, or the thing. I don't know. All right, I see it in the thing. Oh, only 25 for the next one. Word. I might be gifted more subs this month. Back to Twitch. So it should have saved. I'm gonna check on my phone too. Imagine I got an ad on my own channel for the. That'd be gross. Let me see. Yes, it's up. It should be up. I see it. There it is. Let's get it. So shout outs to both. Once again, shout outs to Ladina for the tier 1 subscription. Appreciate you. You both, and Chase for the gift, tier 1 gift. You both helped us reach our next goal of getting the second emote out. And it's only, what is it? I think less than 10 away for the next one. So I'm going to have to hit Aaron up. Shout outs to Aaron for the art. Yiken Wong. Shout outs to him, because without him, I wouldn't have either one of these. So, yeah, enjoy the emote. I'm trying to think of things that would get people to use the emotes more often. I think LOL is a pretty common one. Hype on Twitch in general. If you guys can think of any, let me know as well. And I'll think of characters to throw on top of it from any one of the series. But welcome to the squad, y'all. Welcome. Shout outs to Mess who the tier 1 subscription landed on from Chase. But let's get all that sappy stuff out of the way. Let's continue with some character development in this. Figure out where she fits in this world. Semiotics hero. I don't want to say student. I'm trying to think of what would go along with what she does. Confidant? She's a Black Phoenix emotes when. Maybe soon. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I'd probably be throwing virtuosity, this series characters and descended characters in there. I'd probably go with another virtuosity character next. Like Black Phoenix, for example. But maybe descended. I just think of any character that would go along with whatever the emote is for. Would best suit that. I don't think Zashi does a whole lot of laughing based on her personality. Even though she's smiling in the picture, she doesn't do a whole lot of. It's because I wanted to throw a main character in there, and I also wanted to make the character female. And compared to Amy, like you could see who does at least a little bit more smiling out of the two. Wait, let me find the thing again. Compared to Amy, Zashi's even smiling in her picture here. She looks calm. But Amy, she looks done with everybody's nonsense. So I didn't think it would make sense to make her the LOL emote. So it landed on Zashi. If it wouldn't be Zashi, it'd be Zero, but I didn't want to do another main character off the bat. I wanted to throw some other characters in there. So Hanakana, she looks like Weiss, but 20% more goth. That's two comparisons. You guys compared Zashi to. I think you also said Attack on somebody from a character from Attack on Titan or just from Attack on Titan, but I think Chase said Elsa. I mean, I'm not mad at the comparison. Sure. Hero, confidant, and is that how you spell confidant? Oh. Yeah. It's confidant and confident. There's a difference. One is a no. One is a noun. One's an adjective. They both matter. And I want to say challenger, self-motivator, or leader, motivator. Because she leads, I spelled motivator wrong. She leads her own team in the school. She leads a team of 4. I forget the name of the team. Give me a second. Team Earthquake. So she leads a team of 3 dudes. Debris, Gravel, and Arcos. Their names are subject to change, but they sound ridiculous enough that I might just keep them, because why not? Debris has Geokinesis, which is earth manipulation. Gravel has Hyalokinesis, which I believe is sand. It would be in this. I'm just double checking. Hydro, black sand. No, sand is Sunokinesis. What's Hyalo? Glass? Glass. Oh, I have to. Yeah, I would have to change Gravel's name though. And then Arcos, which is Melanosunokinesis, which is black sand, which has magnetic properties, and it also has glass within it, which gives team synergy between Arcos and Gravel, because Gravel would also be able to help with the black sand. Say there's a huge amount of black sand, and Arcos is like, I can't lift it all. I need help. Gravel's like, I got you, bro. because there's glass within black sand. He helps lift that. Um, it's either glass or metal or both. I don't remember. It has magnetic properties, so I believe there's metal within it, but I think there's also glass. Fine glass that can't cut you, but I think it's in there. So those are semiotics. Move names can always come last. I'm going to look at the list of weapons I have and see if anything fits or can complement her crystallokinesis. Spear. Clubs. Crystals. I like the idea of her wielding a spear, perhaps. Staff, maybe. Like a glaive. But I think another character, one of the Team Avalanche characters, has a glaive. Sword, nah, sword's a basic. Axe, perhaps an axe. Sickles, sides, common maces, perhaps clubs. Spiked whip, nah. Collapsible sword. Here's some special things I have here. Bladed spinning disc. Staff that extends. I think I gave the staff that extends to Crosswind. Double edge blade with handle in the middle. What the hell was I thinking with this? Chain mace. That's debris. I like the idea of Tonfa. The thing, it was in Mortal Kombat. I think Cole Young was wielding Tonfa. One of them was like, had a bladed edge though. Let me show you guys what Tonfa are. They're these things, and you hold them down like this. They're like, kind of like, not really. Even though they kind of look like them. See, they're held like this. Man, this guy is making the hardest face ever. Are there two ways? I guess there are two ways of wielding it. Okay, I like the idea of Tonfa. Let's, because they're made by the gods of this world. There's always some sort of ability that comes with the weapon that helps whoever the weapon was made for go along with their virtue ability. So we'll officially make it Tonfa. Named we'll come up with an Easter egg name. I don't know any fictional character that wields Tonfa besides Snake Eyes, and I'm definitely not naming them Cole or Young or Young Cole or anything related to that character. They really gave Chloe plot armor and a Tonfa as his power. Oh, use the emote. Yeah, that's what it's there for. I mean, you subscribe, so use that emote to your fullest ability. Did you see it? You saw all of it? Because this will be like my fourth time talking about the movie. I don't mind though. I talked about it right after with my family, my dad who watched it with me. I talked about it with the son shortly after he saw it. Then we talked about it last night for the podcast, me, Evan, and Asan. And then we can talk about it again. I mean, it's in the topics, it's in the title, so if you want to talk about it, let's talk about it. Let's talk about that trash movie. Let's talk about that trash Mortal Kombat movie, bro. Obviously, spoilers ahead if we... her Tonfas have more personality than Cole Young. I mean, yeah, I didn't even give them a special ability yet, but, man, the mouse I'm holding has more personality than Cole Young in that movie, bro. Like, that man's not... I'm saying Cole Young, the character. Louis Tan, I don't know the guy. I hear he's a great person. I hear he's a great actor and all this. Shout outs to him because he did what he could with the role, but the character, the way he was written, oh my god. Oh my god. And I'm kind of upset because there were so many characters that they could have put in place of him that are already from Mortal Kombat. Um, Johnny Cage, his whole character in MK9, the Mortal Kombat 9 game, was the fish out of water character that was learning about the world like the audience was, and he was pointing out how ridiculous everything was, but he was able to shoot green stuff out of his hands still. So he saw it all as an act, and then once he talked to Sony, he was like, "You're really special forces? Oh, so this is all real? That guy really had blades coming out of his hands, or that guy was really spitting acid at me?" Yes. Um, Another example, but a not good one, Stryker, who is literally a normal cop. If Johnny Cage is a normal dude that can shoot green stuff out of his hands and do a slide kick and do a split kick and all this, Stryker has a gun, he has a billy club, and he has bombs. He is human. His fatalities are as human as it gets. Except there's one where he shoves a grenade through somebody's stomach. I don't know how that's humanly possible, but I love it, bro. LOL. But I realized when Cole Young could have been Takeda, I got mad that they even tried. Oh, please don't begin to talk about that, bro. It was right there for him. It was right. Takeda. First of all, when you have a legacy game like Mortal Kombat, a game that has withstood the test of time and again, they've been bankrupt. The original company was bankrupt. They came back stronger than ever. MK9 was their biggest glow up ever, according to most of their fans. And then you had MKX, where you brought in more than half of the roster was new characters. Takeda was one of the few that people gave a damn about, because he was cool. His design was awesome. He was fun to play with. He was also connected to one of the legacy characters, the poster boy Scorpion. And he's Kenshi's son. Kenshi's one of my favorite characters, top 3, next to Scorpion and somebody else. I haven't figured that out yet. But dog. I think I saw you like that post on Twitter. I think I think that's what you're referring to. But I know what post you're talking about. Cole Young's concept as Scorpion's long lost descendant is dope. They didn't give him any development other than I have a family and I get my ass beat. His family was no more than a plot device. Like, you remember when he went back home because he was big sad that he couldn't unlock his Arcana ability like Kano did over an egg roll, and then Goro showed up and, spoilers, please click away if you don't want to know what happens in the movie. If you want to watch it and haven't seen it, this man kills Goro. The man, the thing that is single-handedly responsible for why Outworld is even this close to winning 10 tournaments in a row. Why they've won 9 in a row up until this point. This man's was taking L's left and right. He lost to a normal dude in the beginning, and he's taking L's left and right throughout the movie, and he beats a fighter they didn't even show in his entirety. When he was first mentioned, when he opens the door with his 4 arms, Cole beat him. What? But then after he wins, Cole just abandoned his family again for Sub-Zero to capture them. Sub-Zero, I love those memes where Sub-Zero is standing in the door and Cole's wife is in like the forefront of it. I think I saw one where it said, oh man, let me see if I can find it. the person who won the lottery is Cole's wife, and then Sub Zero at the door is their dad, who finally got the milk after 10 years. Oh, you can't read that, but you see Sub Zero. He's just standing in the door menacingly. That's like the only time where he actually looked goofy instead of scary in the movie. But besides that, Joe Taslim did an excellent job. Like every time him and Kano, every time both of them, more so than, in my opinion, Kung Lao and Cabal, even though they were both great in their own right. Like if there was a tier list to the characters in the movie, Kano and Sub Zero, S.A. is Cabal and Kung Lao, in my opinion. But because Cabal, the way he talked like he was from Brooklyn, and I find that hilarious. His voice is just, it was funny. But Sub Zero, he was, and everybody's complimenting him because he has a mask on, but you know exactly what he's feeling and exactly how cold this MF is through his eyes alone. You know what the talent that takes. You know the talent that takes. Sorry, Chase. Let me catch up. I went on a rant. Chase Takeda was one of my favorite characters. One of the only characters I was good with, and then when I still played MK, shaking my head, yeah. LOL, all the characters besides Scorpion and Sub Zero got the shaft. Yep, they treated Goro like a midpoint monster fight. Yep, Sub Zero was the final boss. Chase, I forgot Kano was good too, and at least Kung Lao had a good fight. Yeah, his entrance was fire. Where in the original movie, like they didn't really use their powers as much. Liu Kang did one fireball at the end against Shang Tsung, and it was really like that dragon breath move that Heihachi does, where it's like that, but like a little spark came out or something. But in this, Kung Lao's entrance, bro, where he comes up under the hat, it was the actual move from the games with the teleport. That was fire. That was fire. Facts. Imagine Taslim in a good movie. I've seen him in The Night Comes For Us. I liked that movie. That was bloody and brutal. He was the main character in that. I believe he was in the first Raid Redemption. That's what Hassan says. I don't remember much of that movie aside from like mainly the final fight. But I think he was the brother of the main character or something. He was in that. But yeah, imagine his acting talents in a good, maybe not just a good movie, but like a good action movie. I mean, this was good, but again, shout out to Asan. Asan told me that they told him to slow down when it came to the fight choreography for like the camera, and I think also their his who is it? Whoever the co-star he was fighting at the time. The only other person to do that or be told that in history was Bruce Lee. What? Dog. Give me more movies with Joe Taslim, bro. Jesus Christ. Man, that makes me want to go to Dragon, bro. Let's scroll down to Dragon. Let's throw up his picture and do some development with Dragon. That boy. So again, Dragon, strongest of the 20 students. I gotta get this number down right now, so I stop going between 20 and 24. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. It's 24. Oh, Jesus. I should have. Don't look at me. Yeah, it's 24 students. Okay. What's funny is Haneo in the beginning, in the intro arc, is trying to recruit Zero, and Zero's like, why are you trying so hard to recruit me? And Haneo openly admits, he's like, we already have most of the teams planned out, but we're at 23 students, and we need a 24th for that sweet, even spot. He's openly honest with them. Haneo, in case you don't know, is one of the teachers. We don't have him drawn yet, but I have a concept in mind. LOL, that's some DBZ shit. He's going so fast, I can't even see him. Yeah, that's like that. I think that was a new Caleb City video. With the two swordsmen going at it, but the guy couldn't see what was going on, but the master could, and then they started going faster than what the master could see, and then the master told the normal dude not to move because wherever he would step would probably get him killed. Shout outs to Caleb, bro. I binge his old videos from time to time. Does he have OCD? Who? Dragon? Caleb? Who has OCD? I don't have OCD. I don't think. Great. So he's the strongest of the 24. I'm gonna put this down permanently. 24 students total. I could probably put that in the world building as well. Where do I have their? I'll put it at the top with all the characters. Total, including the main 4. The teacher that wanted to have 24 students rather than 23. I mean, it's possible. I mean, I don't want to go into how effed up his backstory is right now. You'll learn about it at some point. But, because I added to it. I think I talked about it last week, what I added to it and all that. But, I mean, it wouldn't be out the realm of possibility. Like, he has PTSD and all this other stuff, so I wouldn't put OCD past him. That'd be a quirky thing to add, actually. No, that's a poor choice of words. OCD is not a quirky thing. It's an actual problem, and it ranges as far as severity goes with different people. But yeah, I'm gonna just say no, it doesn't. And it's also for the tournament arc that will eventually happen that acts as their graduation. So they kind of needed 24 students to start. If one were to drop out, they'd be in trouble. Dragon. It's the third time I've done that. I just said dragon. Have I told you guys that he's the strongest of the 24 students? Have I said that yet? What's a single word for hard worker? Let me see. Thesaurus. Hard worker. Achiever. That's not the word I would use. I would guess dynamo, go-getter, doer, generator, fireball, eager beaver. No, I'm looking for pistol. What? I don't like the word dynamo, and I'm not gonna remember what that is when I look back at the semiotics. Diligent. Yes, we'll put diligent. I like that. Actually, that sounds like it would go more in his personality. So I'm gonna just put hard worker. Personality, diligent. Oh god. Still don't have a backstory for this man's yet. It's gonna be real tragic, real dark, and real good and juicy and tragic. Cause why not? Also, he's one of the only students that doesn't have a hoodie in the style. I mean, he still has the triangle stuff on his pants, but there was no way they were gonna get him to wear a shirt. When you have abs and muscles, are you really gonna be wearing a shirt? I think we talked about this before. Who was here before? When we discussed, I think C4 was here. When we discussed, if you have an athletic body, you're wondering why most of these characters are half naked. You have an athletic body. Are you seriously going to be covering that up? 24/7. No, no, you're not. You're going to be sleeping naked. You're going to be showering naked. You're going to be preferably not outside naked, but around the house naked. You are going to be posing in front of everything that has a reflection. Athleticism. Learn it. That doesn't make any sense. But he looks like he has a tragic backstory. Yes, thank you. Also, his yeah. You see it in his eyes. He looks very much done with everybody's everything. Also, I'm really proud of the shine I gave his hair. This is the first time I actually accomplished giving somebody shine in their hair. That's the exact look I wanted. So shout outs to me. Diligent. I'm motivated. So this is what I have in his bio for right now, or what was his bio. Unmotivated at first, but after learning the potential of his abilities from some sort of mentor, that's why it just says name. He trains. So I like that idea. Maybe he's not able to save somebody because he didn't have his virtue abilities unlocked. And even after seeing that person die, or a few people die in front of him, he still doesn't think he has his virtue ability unlocked, because you have to. It doesn't have to be traumatic, but it has to. You have to. Has to be some sort of will to have that thing unlocked. Your innate virtue ability. Then he learns from whoever I'm going to make his mentor, and probably kill them off. Whoever this mentor character will be, will definitely die, because this shonen finna be sad. He learns that his ability is actually base virtue ability boost. So even though he technically doesn't have anything like controlling and throwing rocks or fire or ice or making earthquakes or shock waves and stuff, he is the strongest student because virtue itself is strong. And mainly his biggest weapon is boosting his virtue shield, which is one of the four virtue abilities that is obtainable through every living being in this world. So he mainly boosts the shield, but he can also recharge. If the shield were to ever be broken and he were to lose virtue through having his shield broken, he could recharge that pretty much instantly, because of this ability of his. And then also scan, it's way easier for him to find people compared to others, because he can just boost his eyes to scan for whoever he wants to see. And conceal, he's pretty much invisible when he wants to be if somebody is scanning for him. So the scans and conceals differ depending on the strength of the user and person that's trying to hide. But with him, he pretty much is always on the winning end of either one of those. Plus, he's got a dragon tattoo, so that helps him. It helps him look cool. Yeah. Motivator first. So let's give this mentor a name. What's a good mentor name? I'm gonna look up name that means teacher. 122 names that mean smart, intelligent, or wise. Name Barry. Solomon. Hugo, Phoebe, Ethan. I don't want it to be actually human, so I'll probably take a part of one of these names, and it'll be kind of like a nickname, but it's actually just their full name. I like the idea of Solomon, like the wisdom of Solomon. Hebrew, meaning peace. Raymond, maybe Ray. Nah. Those guys are all in Wilbur. No, I think of the pig when I hear Wilbur. Aldo, Italian from German, meaning old and wise. I like the name Aldo. Spirited German name, very popular in Italy, occasionally used here, although it's one of the unique baby names with international flair, and names that mean wise have an enduring appeal. Actually, we might just go with Aldo. Just, I don't think there's a way to shorten that. I could call him Al or Al, but I like Aldo also. So Aldo is the name of his mentor. Let me add him to the side characters list. OP body control. Imagine being named Wilder. LOL. I wouldn't want to be. Have you met a Wilbur? Has anybody here met a Wilbur? I just thought, like, realistically, I've never even heard of any news story, anything like that, of anybody being named Wilbur. How old is that name? Is that name, like, out of style now? I think I'm gonna name my kid Wilbur now. Maybe I'll change the name of my birds. One of my birds to Wilbur. Maybe they'll both be Wilbur. Wilbur 1 and Wilbur the 2nd. We're doing side characters, right? Where's my list? Special items, side characters. Here we go. Like you said, the only Wilbur I know is the pig. Right. Like, bro. What? Alright, Mr. Saeed. So, we have a list of side characters here for virtuosity. We have Mr. Saeed, who is Zero's boss. This isn't an actual name. This is like, it means boss, I think, or it's part of a foreign word that means boss. Zero's boss at the grocery store he works at. It's actually a bookstore now. A grocery store. Yeah, here it is. Sayadaw is Somali for sir. So we will Aldo, Mr. Aldo, Dragon's mentor. Also, I called him Dragon because I've never seen any fictional character, from what I know, just straight up be called Dragon. And I just thought, oh, nobody's done that, huh? Well, guess what his name is? And it's fitting because he has a dragon tattoo. It's crazy, I know. I thought of the tattoo before I thought of the name. I didn't. Dragon's mentor gets clapped at some point during Dragon's origin time thing. We need that Wilbur representation. Oh man. What's a good last name that would even go with Wilbur? Like Wilbur Donovan. Wilbur Wonka. No, I don't like that. New. Okay, master all the verse chains. Hard worker. Not prodigy. What's the? No, apex wouldn't be a good term. Alignment. He's not really chaotic. See, I don't know his personality besides the fact that he's a hard worker. He's probably closed off. So I want to put cold. It's one of the personality things. He's already lost a lot of people. He might already be alone by the time we meet him in the story in like the third arc. We don't meet all the students until the third arc. I'm Wilbur Jones. Okay. Wilbur Jones. Jones goes with anything though. like J. Jones. Jackie Jones. I was thinking of Lux's mother's name and I forgot her name. Don't sue me. Um, Chase, what does he do for fun or makes him laugh slash smile? That's a good question to ask. Hmm. Train. If he were a spoof character, I would just say all he does is train. But it's actually a good question to ask. Let me answer that. I'd say spend time with animals, but a lot of people do that in the series. Well, two, that's not a lot, but Zero, the main character, already does that, and Jato, the ice ninja, the design you guys liked, he spends time with animals. Not as much as Zero. Zero likes to chill in nature and all that with his headphones, listen to music and vibe and such. But Dragon, what would he do for fun? Just think gamble. No, that's not. Doesn't look like something he'd do. Maybe something with children. Maybe he likes teaching other kids, teaching them how to fight. That would give him a soft side. I wouldn't mind that. Like maybe he's trying to start up a dojo. Maybe he gives them self-defense lessons. Let me look more into my world building document to see what else is possible. These are characters. Plan. Chase. Well, usually that helps me when I'm fleshing out characters. IDK yet? He'd be one of the first rivals that isn't too proud to teach. Huh. Yeah. Yeah. Isn't too proud to teach. Yeah. I mean, technically, he's not. He's not the rival. Did you know that? He could be one of the rivals. I mean, he is the top of the class, but he's not. This is the rival. This is Ferris, the metal manipulator. That's Zero's rival. He's also on his team, of course. Why not? On Zero's team, but yeah, this man's he has the opposite outlook on life compared to Zero. He hates everything and everyone, and he doesn't think people are redeemable. But he wants to fix the world, but he wants to go about it in his own way. Zero tries to be nonviolent about his ways. Like, I'm not going to say nonviolent. He tries not to kill. Ferris, on the other hand, has no problem with that. I mean, what do you expect? The guy's eyes are red. Have you seen anybody that has red irises? No. Yeah, Dragon's nowhere near as bad as Ferris. Even though both have tragic backstories, I'd say Dragon is a little better off because Dragon has had a mentor at some point. Ferris has not. Ferris has nobody. Ferris continues to have nobody except his teammates, and of course he grows to become a little closer to him, but he's still an AO. So, Chase, I assume he was around about a black hair, tragic backstory, and power level. It's a good guess, but no. Even compared to some of the students like Ferris, who and another thing I flipped on the shonen head is the fact that Ferris isn't too book smart. He's actually more street smart because he stayed in the streets, so it makes more sense because he didn't have anybody growing up. He stayed in the streets of Ordermill all of his life. Then he found the school and was like, hey, I have these abilities that I unlocked at some point. I might as well learn if there's more to this. And what was I going to say? Had nobody. Dragon at least had his mentor. He had somebody at some point. He had something to lose. Ferris has never had anything to lose. But yeah, Dragon is still the strong. Oh, the book smart thing. The thing I was gonna flip on his head. So he's street smart. It's not easy for him to learn about the new virtue abilities and all that the three teachers are giving the students. All that information, the history, all of that. He has to have help from his teammates in order to comprehend some of the stuff and remember some of the stuff. Because not everybody learns like that, which is what I also like. That I'm shedding light on. Not everybody learns through the books and all that. They have a history teacher, they have a virtue teacher, and they have a weapons teacher, the smith gift teacher that teaches them how to use their technically God-given weapons made by the blacksmiths. So Zero, the main character, for once we have a shonen character that is intelligent. You're welcome. Zero is very book smart, maybe not as street smart as Ferris. He doesn't get easily taken advantage of course, but he is an intelligent character. He's not gonna be a super genius or anything like that. Like, if I sneeze 3 seconds from now, my heart's gonna not skip a beat later. In like that makes no sense. But you know what I'm trying to say. He doesn't. He's not a super genius. He doesn't invent things or anything like that. But he's still intelligent. He's able to comprehend things. Most shonen characters are stupid for some reason. I don't know why people relate to stupidity. No, people aren't as dumb as Goku. You are not Goku. You are not that dumb. Some people are. But most people that are watching Dragon Ball Z, I think, are not as dumb as Goku. I don't know why people relate to stupidity like that, but Zero's intelligent. And Ferris isn't stupid either. I'm not saying Ferris is stupid. I'm saying he's not as book smart as the main character for once. The rival isn't the prodigy. Zero technically isn't either, but he does learn fast. Zero didn't start off, when you see him in the series, Zero's not going to start off with his virtue ability. We're going to slowly work up to what virtue abilities are. So in the intro arc, I'd say by the end of the first arc, the beginning of the second where you meet the team. So it's going to go intro arc where you meet Zero, Mr. Saeed, who's the side character, you don't really need to know him. So Zero, Haneo, who is the virtue teacher, who has the tragic backstory, and he's not drawn, but you will see him. And Pydo. First, only 3 characters in the first arc. I'm trying to slowly build into it because there's a lot of information to give the reader, or viewer, whatever, for this world. And then in the second arc, you don't immediately, we're not, originally for the second arc, I was going to jump into the classroom, you meet everybody all at once. We ain't doing that. This is a lot of characters. 24 students. And they each have to have a distinctive look, which is why not all of them are drawn. But second arc is a team bonding arc. So we already know Zero and Haneo. We're going to meet 3 new characters at least, which will be Ferris, Zashi, and Amy, who are Zero's teammates. We're going to spend an entire arc with at least the 4 of them, trying to complete something in order to move on to the next thing for the school. But they don't meet the students just yet. Chase Dragon could be one of those quiet loner types that is just socially awkward, singly focused, like Ushijima from Haikyuu. I haven't seen Haikyuu, but I can picture what you mean. I'm thinking of also Shoto from My Hero. I could see that. They have very similar hairstyles, actually. Let me see. Yeah. Just put red instead. That's Shoto. Chase Virtuosity is a social commentary on the education system. When did you put that emote? Wait, can people subscribe to you yet? I think my Twitch Prime is up by tomorrow, so I think I'll be able to sub. Can people sub to you yet, Chase? And kind of, it's a social commentary on a lot of things. There's a lot of themes I'm tackling, like humanity as a whole and how crappy humans can be. Which is where a lot of the villains from Ruin are coming from. A lot of their backstories are just the worst. Just the worst. And there are things that have happened in real life that aren't even as bad as what I'm going to get into. Like, there's some things I've heard that have happened currently or in the past where I'm like, dog, that sounds so bad it sounds made up. What human is capable of doing crap like this? Like, so yeah, that's kind of also the point of the series, so you can see where the villains are coming from because you see how bad humanity can get. That's probably the biggest theme, just humanity in general, which is why there's also gods. There's at least one demigod that's part of Ruin that's half blacksmith. Um, the villain may or may not become a blacksmith at some point because it's part of his ultimate plan or whatever. I haven't figured that part of his plan out, but his plan is that was like one of the first things I did. The world isn't even complete yet, but I had to plan out his thing first. Chase, yeah, that's my email. LOL. I think the next email you should get is a Pog. LOL. You think? I don't even know what that is. I don't disagree, but I don't know exactly what the hell a Pog is. Isn't that close to hype? I don't want emotes in the beginning at least to be close to each other. Is that not close to Lux's hype? The Lux hype emote. Diligent, cold, distant. I do like the socially awkward thing. We might say this for another character, actually. Because I don't think there's a reason just yet, because we don't have a complete backstory, but I don't think there's a reason just yet for Dragon to be socially awkward. Because he has a mentor. Of course he would know how to speak to people if he had the mentor. Maybe Ferris is. Ferris could be socially awkward. Excuse me. Since he didn't have people. You know what? That would make even more sense if he's an a-hole. Because he never learned how to talk to people. Let's add that to... Oh, shoot. Didn't we complete Ferris? Why am I still adding stuff to him, bro? What? Hang on. We completed the damn character, and the work, it's never finished, is it? It's never done. It's alright. I mean, I'm still working on Zero, because I'm changing the Virtuous Eyes thing. I think it's too similar to another popular shonen character's ability. So I'm changing it. And you guys won't know until I complete it, because I'm still working on it. And he does have a second form, but it's really just him, just a heightened version of him. And the whole thing with Zero is I want him... There was something I wrote down. Alright, F it. I'm going to give you guys some insight to what I'm thinking for Zero in a second. But, you should Pog. Hype is more so it's lit. Meanwhile, Pog is like surprised that happened. Okay, I will write that down. This is not a bad... That might be the next one. I'm trying to think. I gotta think of what character would go along with that across both Descendant and Virtuosity. Ling Sonaro, it's possible, but I might want to do another female character. I don't think I have any... Maybe. Let me see. Pog, surprised that happened. And I'll think of a character that fits this. And then we'll, well, 9 more subs and we can get it right away, and I'll hit Aaron up. I'd hit Aaron up right away, but for the third one. But C4. Oh, what up, C4? LOL. Chase, LOL. There's no such thing as completion. What was the ability? Ardentia Pog. Would she be making a face similar to your icon, where it's like you're surprised, like it looks like a YouTube thumbnail? Um, because if so, maybe she can be out there. Yeah, that's a pug. Okay. I really think Captain Cadet, and you guys don't know who that is just yet, but Captain Cadet from the Second Descended book, I think that would fit him pretty well. But I don't like him enough as a character to include him as my third emote. Perhaps I'm trying to think if anybody from here would even fit that. Everybody looks so serious and deadly. Maybe Black Phoenix. Can you imagine the one-off character as the person that gets the emote? Actually, yeah, Captain Cadet Bug. Oh, so you know who I'm talking about? I don't know if I don't like the character. I made him and I don't like him, but I made him to not be liked, and the effect is working on me. But what was the ability? Let me show you what his ability is. So you already knew about the shockwave stuff. He's able to do all sorts of things with shockwave. There's an ability I named Aftershock that I want to do something. I just like the name of it. I don't have anything for it to do just yet. But so he's one of the virtue anomalies, and I was trying to think. Oh, it's in the world building. I think I don't need to. Anomaly. Yes. Okay. So I wrote this down. I'm not going to say it off the top of my head. So virtue anomalies here on the left side, if you follow. Key beings anomalies. Virtue anomalies. So they're like Zero and his virtuous eyes, which is what his second ability was called. So it's speculated that the blacksmiths, the gods of this world, had something to do with it, but they're just that, anomalies, like finding a wolf with black fur, or a lizard with two tails, or a four-leaf clover. These anomalies are far and few in between, so they're just... Virtue anomalies are just beings, or people, or virtues, or anything that in this world that is just breaks the rules of the virtue world somehow, the virtue system somehow. So, for example, the main villain, his Omnispect, his ability is to steal other people's abilities. Of course, that's always every main villain's ability. But he steals mainly vision powers. Like, that's his whole thing is just a bunch of vision-based powers with his eyes. His virtue anomaly ability allows him to use two of these abilities at once, meaning he can use two different eyes at the same time. So he can use X-ray vision in his right eye and thermal vision in his left if he were to choose. Downside to just the OP ability that is him is he's not able to see in normal vision like you and me. So he's always seeing the world through a filter of some sort. So Zero, as an anomaly, has access to a second class, a second virtue class. So he has his shockwaves. He has his normal virtue ability. He has access to his second virtue class. So his first virtue class, the shockwaves, he's under the touch mutator class, which means he has to touch something in order to change something about it. Technically it's cheating, but he's touching air with his hands. So when he's touching air with his hands, he's able to create shockwaves from it. If he's in space or in a vacuum of some sort, his abilities are useless, which is why I have characters that have that ability. For example, Roka, who has aerokinesis, she's able to deaden the air around her. So if he were to try and shoot a shockwave at her when she has that ability active, it would not hurt her. That's Roka is one of the bodyguards. She's part of Ruin, the main villain group. That's Roka. So Zero, his virtue anomaly ability is access to a second virtue ability, which gives him also access to just a different class. It could have fallen under touch mutator again, but I wanted it to be something different. So originally he was a self mutator, and I'm gonna keep it so he is a self mutator for a second class, but It gave him access to Cell Mutator, and his ability was Virtuous Eyes, which gave him Virtue Capacity Overflow, which means he pretty much never ran out of Virtue. Maximum Virtue Range, meaning he could use his Virtue. He could pretty much see and use his base Virtue abilities for like concealment and stuff all over the planet. There was no range for that. I don't know. Yeah, that's for increased virtue range, and then maximum virtue recharge rate, which made it again. So in case he ever lost somehow the infinite amount of virtue that he had when activating his eyes, he would be able to recharge it pretty much instantly. Kind of like how Dragon does, but even more OP. And I got rid of all the extra abilities that came with it. So it was more like along the lines of like hallucination stuff. So he would be able to cause people to hallucinate and cause like them to see things that weren't there, but those things that weren't there would be able to physically affect that person. So it was like hallucination solidification or something along those lines. And it was here we go. So past all the stuff I already mentioned, gave him 360-degree vision after image generation, meaning you really couldn't technically even hit him. Hallucination solidification, illusion constructs, illusion negation, meaning you couldn't cause him to hallucinate when he activated this either. And then illusionary environment, meaning he could look at you and then suddenly you're in a forest with him. Just him. The main thing I am keeping from this is ultra-violent tendencies, because that contrasts with his character, and that's a constant internal struggle. And we're getting into that now. Let me catch up in the comments in the chat. Chase the Uchiha could never. LOL. C4. Ooh, she can make shit silent too. Then, huh? Like, you mean just sound? Yeah, that'd be spooky. If when this gets animated, yes, that, yes. You gotta keep that in mind. It'd be like how Aizen cuts off Ichigo's theme song when they first fight in Bleach. That's crazy. Yeah, that would be implemented. She could make everything around her silent. 'Cause sound travels through air, so that's why there's no explosions in space, or you can't hear explosions in space, or the pew pew of lasers. So what I was working on with Zero, that's for Limno, fight against Idol. So I was thinking of, and this is going to sound overpowered, but there's a purpose to it, of making his self-mutator ability being able to turn into a blacksmith, or part of a blacksmith, or half blacksmith, or something along those lines. Again, blacksmiths are the gods of this universe. So, what's that? The ultra-violent tendencies versus what him not wanting to kill gives him an constant internal struggle, because he sees the good in people, and that's all dealing with his backstory. I'm not going to go over that again, but he sees the good in people. There's reasons for that. He doesn't want to take lives. And then I wrote Cyril's selfishness in not doing what needs to be done, which is killing the villains that are trying to eradicate humans, commit genocide, mass genocide, results in several dying throughout the course of the series. His other half, which is really still just him, the blacksmith half, is really working for the good of humanity. Those ultra-violent tendencies, when he becomes this other half, is really helping humanity, but it's internally hurting him because he doesn't want to really hurt people to any extent. But that other half is like, we have to do what we gotta do We need to start killing these people because they are trying to kill other people. And tells us several times throughout the series, other half working for good of humanity, which in turn is. Oh yeah, I actually wrote this down. And this favoritism of the other half working for the general good of humanity. This favoritism hints at the fact that the blacksmith Cyril channels is a first generation blacksmith. The ones that favored human creations, their human creations, flaws and all. Remember, I said before that the first generation of blacksmiths slowly became, with each generation, slowly became more and more like the humans that they created because they just love their creations so much. The fact that Cyril's blacksmith half or being or whatever is favoring humanity and doing what needs to be done in order to save humanity hints that this blacksmith could be connected to the first generation of blacksmiths. Where we are currently in the series, I'm not going to give a number of what generation we're in, but just know it ain't the first, it ain't the second, it ain't the third, fourth, fifth. It's not any of that. It's farther down the line. But and also with each generation, the blacksmiths became weaker compared to the first generation. So with Cyril being connected to the first generation, what could this mean? I don't know yet. I'm still figuring it out. That's why I didn't want to share. But now you know. You're welcome. Demigod type beat. Yeah, kinda. I don't think I'm. So what I'm also trying to figure out, and we'll end it soon because we are way over time, but this is a good conversation, and it helps me plan this out. What I'm struggling to come to a conclusion on is whether or not I want it to be something random, completely random, like this just so happened to fall on Ciro, like this virtue anomaly ability, which is kind of what the virtue anomalies already are, dealing with not human evolution, but just anomalies in general. I don't think I want his parents to be connected in some way. I haven't even named his parents. His parents aren't even mentioned in his backstory or anything. He was just born alone. I don't know. But I don't think I want it to be a prophecy of any sort. Definitely not doing that. Like, oh, he was destined to inherit the first generation blacksmith, the blacksmith of death, and now it's come back with a vengeance. No. And we're not doing it. I don't want to do a bloodline thing. That is done way too often, I think, in shonen. I was gonna spoil that, but I won't say what series that's from. Naruto, for example, his father was the fourth Hokage, and he also has access to a demon, a giant demon that did kill his dad. But I know there's other series that do that, but I'm trying to think of a clever way to implement, like, make it so it's not BS completely, like, oh, of course the main character had parents that were really special all along, or he was part of this bloodline, or yeah, of course the main character is part of a prophecy. And the only other explanation I can think of, it was just random. It just happened to fall on this dude. Interesting. Could be random. Oh, spoilers. Yeah, I'm staying away from certain show. But yeah. Did a lot of. Let's end it because I was gonna keep going. But did a lot of talking. Did a lot of explaining. Did a lot of expanding. We're close to being finished with Aura. Honestly, I like that randomness fits the name anomaly. I do too. Right now, there's only two anomaly in the series, which is the main character and the main villain. And I do want them to be far and few between. Like, I don't want there to be like. Originally, Kayahi, who is the fire to ice manipulator, was an anomaly because I was gonna make it so he has access to two kinetic classes, which is fire and ice. But I just combined it and made it so he can switch between the two with his ability. Um, but yeah, I do want the anomalies to be far and few between. They're like diamonds in the rough, or another analogy of some sort. You know what I mean? They're very rare. Um, and there's not really a connection to the blacksmiths. I don't think. That was another thing I was contemplating. Like, should I make it so the virtue anomalies are like favored humans of the blacksmiths? No, because uh, Descended does that already with the arcs. They were chosen by archangels, and they're like the archangels' avatars on Earth. No, we're not doing that again. So I think we'll just keep it random. It just so happened to fall on a good person. Maybe in the past these anomalies have fallen on lazy people, and they never really did anything with their anomaly ability, or they could have just never unlocked their anomaly ability in the first place, like their virtue ability to get to their anomaly ability. So, I do like the randomness as well. It just so happened to fall on the main villain and main character of the series. That's fine. I'm trying to think of. Well, actually, no, I'm not. I'm trying to stay away from thinking of who else can be a virtual anomaly, because then that'll just force me to start adding characters and making the virtual anomalies less valuable. Give that term less meaning. But yeah, what did we do today? We're almost done with Aura's stuff. Right? What do we have left on her? It's the beats. Let me scroll up. It's Clad, it's Kiahi. So we have move names. We have her personality. We described her. So we just have move names. I think just her weapons. No. We gave her Tom Flips. So we need weapon abilities. So we need move names and weapons abilities, and then Aura is done, complete. She's ready to go for the series. Let me edit that in the table of contents. Semiotics, we did that. Cross that out. We did the goal, trying to find out who she is. So we have move names, weapon ability, weapon name, and weapon abilities or ability. Normally only one. We're not giving her a rule of 3 because her drawing is already done, and she doesn't really have any accessories on her. I didn't want to force any earrings because you don't even see her ears, so I don't even think she'd be the type to wear earrings. She really just has her gauntlets. Those are really her only accessories. The hoodie that's for everybody. So, and then shorts that's not an accessory. That's a necessity, not an accessory. So yeah, we did her. We got some. We progressed a bit further with Dragon, and did a lot of explaining and talking about Mortal Kombat. So, her abs are her accessory. Yeah. I mean, technically, everybody's physique is an accessory in this show. I mean, she has a lot of accessories actually. You got the hat, even though that's her weapon. She got the cloak. She got the thing that connects the cloak that makes it closed a little bit. She's got a belt. That's an accessory, right? She's got hair. All accessories. Yeah, we did some good stuff today. I will try. This has got me back. It's been a while since I've actually written for this. It got me back into this mindset to focus on this. I think I have somebody helping me find an artist. Hopefully there's something that comes of that. But if he gives me an artist next time we talk, I'm not going to have anything to show for it. So I do got to continue with this. So you guys might see a whole lot more from me next week if I can stay motivated and keep doing this. Keep writing and staying in the mindset to complete these. But Arkham City tomorrow, definitely doing that. Friday, listen, y'all let me know if you still want to actually see Chrono Trigger, because I'm not having the most fun doing that on stream. I imagine it's not a whole lot of. It's not really entertaining for you guys because I'm just pressing the auto button pretty much every fight except the boss fight, and then we come to a boss fight and lose at least 3 times. I don't know. Plus, I'm currently lost in the story, and I think that's like my least viewed thing out of the week. Like sometimes the writing is the most viewed thing, which is crazy to me. But and then The Last of Us. But Arkham City tomorrow. We might find something to replace with Chrono Trigger. Again, let me know what you guys want to see for Friday. Oh, I'll just drop it if you're not enjoying it. I might. We'll see. But wait, is anybody live? Anybody live? Nah. Let's just end it. We had a fun time there. Let's end it. Let's give our shout outs and peace the F out of here. Shout outs to Daddy and Moms was on the chat. Chase, of course, chatted the whole way, giving us ideas and stuff. Ladina for the subscription, and Chase for the gifted subscription. 9 away from the next emote. Hey, if we get to that next emote, y'all, we keep that going, and then we'll be partnered in no time, and then we won Twitch. C4 chilling with us today as well. Make sure y'all enjoy those emotes and all that. Chase, or if you have time, you could just make Chrono Trigger a YouTube only playthrough if it's not fun to stream. That's a good point. I would have to edit that though. I really don't like editing. All I do for these when I port them to YouTube is just add Nacho's intro that he sent me, and then throw the stream in whatever I downloaded and just port that to YouTube. I don't know who watches that on YouTube, but it's just a library of stuff because these get deleted, so it's on YouTube if you want to see it at some point at any time. It's there. Nah, don't edit it. Oh well, just do what you do for the streams. Yeah, I might like during the time on Fridays instead of doing it live. I could do it. We'll see. I don't really care for the game right now. So. I don't know. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for getting us to our April subscriber goal. Next, we got the second emote. We'll keep that going, and you guys get emote after emote for showing your boy some support. So thank you guys, really. And let's get out of here. This is J-Base Phoenix. Once again, signing off.